What's going on, guys, and welcome to Market English with Abby once again, the place where we try to help you with everything we can. And today we have a special episode. I hope you're going to like this. It's not so much about English, but how we feel when we speak English that we're going to discuss about this in this video. See, I find people commenting in my video asking me why I don't teach the government officials in our country, which is Ethiopia. I don't know where you're watching this video from. And also mention why I don't teach these athletes that give speeches in international medias.
What, again?
And the problem is, when people try to speak English, we make fun of them. Especially we are the audience. I don't know if it's the same in your country, but in Ethiopia, that's what we do. Whenever we find one or two errors in our government officials or the athletes or anyone that's happened to give a speech in English in front of a camera, we make fun of them, and the joke just keeps going and going. It never stops. But I think it's time to say enough and then face the reality. English is not a measure of intellect. It just shows that you have interest in the language and you've been practicing over and over and over again. So yeah, about a week ago, I had a conversation with two of my friends, and they said the same thing. They asked me, why aren't you teaching our government officials? And I said, why not Cristiano Ronaldo? And they said, no, his English is so good, there's nothing you could point out. And I told them, no, there are a lot of errors. You're just not seeing it from the same angle I do. And I came up with this video. So this guy is great. I really respect him, and what he did and is just amazing. He has a lot of accolades for his achievements, and he's worthy of my respect, and I like everything he does. I wish I have that much persistence and dedication for my career. So no pun intended. Like, the only reason I brought this video is to show you that he's so confident and he focuses on the message, not the grammar or this or that, and just to help me make my point. And all you have to do is just focus on the idea and not the mistakes you make here and there. I mean, after it's your second language anyway, so why does it matter if you make mistakes? It's okay. Grammar is tricky, some of the words are hard to pronounce, and we're going to look at some of the mistakes or errors Cristiano Ronaldo made while having an interview with Piers Morgan.
Amazing. Player is magic top.
So listen to the 6 sentences and tell me what's wrong with them.
I'm always took my decisions by, I'm not negotiate nothing. I'm not show nobody. I'm not mean good relationship. They should clean the house, let's say in that way. I'm not want to be cocky.
You must have been happy about that.
Of course I do.
The first sentence is, I'm always took my decision.
I'm always took my decisions by.
There are two problems with this sentence. The first one, if you say I am and you choose to put a verb, you should always follow it with ing. Okay? I am coming, I'm going, something like that. Otherwise, just put the verb and get rid of I work. I always work. I always do something. Never say I'm always sleep. This is wrong. I'm always sleeping still is wrong. I always sleep. Because if you say I'm always sleeping, you're only talking about this moment. And in this sentence, he has always. I am always took decisions, right? So if you say always, you're talking about repeated action. So I always take decisions. Again, instead of saying take, if you had said make, it would have sounded much better. So I always make decisions. The rest 5 sentences suggest that he has problems making negative sentence in simple present tense. If we look at this one,
I'm not waste time.
I'm not waste time. Not right. If you say I'm not, you should talk about something that you are not. Like, I'm not a student, I'm not thin, I'm not old, I'm not this, I'm not that. Adjectives or nouns. Otherwise, if you have verbs, if you have I am and you choose to put verbs, like I said, put ing in them. So don't say I'm not go to school. I don't go to school.
I'm not waste time.
I'm not waste time. No, I don't waste time. So with this, how do we correct the sentence?
I'm not negotiate nothing.
I'm not negotiate becomes I don't negotiate. I'm not show nobody.
I'm not show nobody.
I don't show anybody. Why did we change nobody to anybody? Because we have don't there. So when you have don't and you say nobody, two negatives in one sentence, it doesn't work like that. So I don't show anybody, or I didn't show anybody. Okay? I'm not mean good relationship.
I'm not mean good relationship.
I don't mean good relationship. I'm not want to be cocky.
I'm not want to be cocky.
I'm not want to be cocky. Cocky is a good word. Cocky is a show off who likes to brag about their success. So I'm not want to be cocky. I don't want to be cocky. I don't want to be cocky.
I'm not want to be cocky.
This is the first group of mistakes I detected. Now let's move on to the second one.
You must have been happy about that.
Of course I do.
If someone says, you must have been happy, or you must have had a lot of friends, first off, what does it mean? So I'm using this as a speculation, you know, maybe if you won a lottery and I could say, oh, you must have been so happy. I'm telling you, I expected you to be very happy at that moment. So how do you answer this? You must have been so happy. What do you say? But first, listen to what he said, and you can tell me your answer.
You must have been happy about that.
Of course I do.
He said, yes, I do. Do you think it's right? What's the right answer? You must have been so happy. So I'm saying, at that moment, I'm imagining you to be happy. So instead of saying, I do, you were supposed to say, I was. Yeah, you must have been so happy when he said that about you. I was happy. What if I say this? You must have had a lot of toys when you were a kid. You must have had a lot of toys, a lot of things to play with when you were a kid. What do you say? I had. What about this one? You must have done a lot of work to get here. You must have done a lot of work to get here. I did a lot of work. You see, like I'm saying, at that time, you know, before you made it, I'm imagining you to work so hard. So you can say, yes, I did a lot of work to get here. You must have had a lot of toys to play with. At that time, yes, I had. So this is how you answer these questions. This is the second part. Third part is how he addressed length of time. If you want to talk about something that took a long time, it's a progress. You want to focus on the length of time or the duration. How do you talk about that? For example, you're fit right now, and I'm telling you you're fit. And you want to tell me it's not just now, but started from the past till this point, you were fit. How do you say this? He said this.
I'm always been beside the best coaches in the world.
He said, I'm always been, right? Let's fix something here. Not I'm always been, but I've always been. For example, if you ask me, I would say I've always been interested to teach English or to share what I know. I've always been fit, strong. I've always been happy when I teach English. What about you guys? You can leave it in the comments. I've always been whatever.
I'm always been beside the best coaches in the world.
What if you want to talk about something you enjoy doing? You liked doing it before and you still like doing it. What do you say? He said this.
I'm always look to see.
I'm always like to see. Let's fix it. I've always liked doing something. I've always liked doing something. I've always liked seeing my students participate. I've always liked helping people. I've always liked doing something. Oh, this part is a little bit confusing. Interesting or interested? Boring or bored? Especially this one, I hear a lot of people making this mistake. If you say I'm boring, boring is something that causes you boredom. If you say I'm boring, when you walk into the room, people want to sleep because you're boring. You cause other people to be bored. If I watch a movie, I can say this movie is boring. But I think usually when people say I'm boring, they mean to say I'm bored. I'm bored. If you already feel that thing and you're in that state, you say I am plus ed. I'm interested to do something. Not I'm interested. If you say I'm interesting, it means like when other people see you, they want to keep watching you because you're nice. Like whatever you're saying is captivating. Okay, it holds their attention. Interesting, something that takes your interest. Interested, the person that's already riveted, or the person that's just there giving you his attention is interested. For example, if you watch this video to this part, it means you are interested, right? So my man made this mistake 2 or 3 times, and it's not in a pretty way.
I'm disappointing.
He said, I am disappointing. I'm very disappointing by what you did. I'm very, very, very disappointing. Yeah, if you say I'm very, very disappointing, it means you disappoint other people, okay? You did something wrong and people feel very bad because of what you did. You are very disappointing. Instead, I'm very disappointed was what he wanted to say. I'm very disappointed with what I saw. I'm very disappointed that people said this about me. Not very disappointing. Very disappointed. Okay? It's very disappointing that people don't encourage other people that try to speak English. Okay? I'm disappointed when I see them putting them down. I'm very disappointed when I see them putting them down. Disappointing, disappointed. I'm disappointed. I feel bad. He is disappointing. He makes other people feel bad.
I saw many things that I'm disappointing.
I saw many things that am disappointing. I saw many things that disappointed me. I saw many things that disappointed me. This one is wrong collocations. Words choose to go with certain words only. For example, if you have movie, you can say see movie, look movie, and people still understand you. But watch movie would have been the perfect word, right? Listen to this and tell me what you'd change and why.
It's part of me to be a human being and father as well. I always will commit mistakes.
So he wants to say, I'm a human and it's okay for me to make mistakes. I will always commit mistakes. I will always commit mistakes. The problem here is with the word commit. We use commit to talk about crime. He committed murder, he committed robbery, he committed some illegal act. Not I committed mistakes. If it's mistakes, we use make. I make a lot of mistakes. I'm a human being and I always make mistakes. I'm a human being and I will always make mistakes. I'm sorry, I made a mistake in the past.
It's part of me to be a human being and father as well. I always will commit mistakes.
What about this one? And what's the problem with it? Listen.
It was a memorable day and unbelievable day too.
He said it was a Memorial Day. Memorial Day. If you want to talk about something that's always in your mind, it could be experience. It's not memorial, but it's memorable. It's a memorable day. It's a memorable experience. Memorial, something that you use to remind you of that. For example, if we have these patriots that sacrificed their lives for our country, we put a monument, and that's a memorial. Like we use it to remember them. But the moment, experience, something, we say that's just so memorable. It's a memorable movie. It's something that you'll never forget.
It was a memorable day and unbelievable day too.
Peers asked him why people liked him, and he said this. This is my favorite answer, by the way.
I'm a appetitive fruit. I don't know if we...
A what?
A fruit that people want to bite.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can say in English.
He said, appetite fruits, fruit that people want to bite. Okay, when you look at it, it's pleasing and it just opens your appetite, right? So what's the word for that? Appetizing. I'm an appetizing fruit that people want to bite. I have a charm. I'm an appetizing fruit, not an appetite fruit.
I'm appetitive fruit. I don't know if we...
A what?
A fruit that people want to bite.
The last one is category. What's wrong with this one?
They should clean the house, let's say in that way.
Let's say that way. Let's say that way. If you talk about how someone addresses something, you don't say it that way, you put it that way. If you like how I explained an idea or a problem that needs to be addressed, and you like the way I put it, you can say, well put, well put. You put an idea. So let's put it that way, not let's say it that way. Let's put it that way. Whoa, I like the point you made, and I gotta say, well put. Okay? Let's put it that way, not let's say it that way.
They should clean the house, let's say in that way.
So we're done with collocations. The last one is missing word.
Which is I appreciate.
He said, which is I appreciate. Which is I appreciate. Which is I appreciate. Most of the time, whenever you say which is, you need to follow it with WH words. Which is what I appreciate. He appreciates something. What? What? I'm using what to ask you about what. So, which is what I appreciate. Okay? You should be fired. Exactly. Like, you're saying what I said. Like, it's right. Which is what I said. Not which is I said. No. Which is what I said. Somebody could say, I actually want to give you money. Yeah. I'm here for that reason. For that reason. Reason. That's my reason. What WH word do we use to talk about reasons or to ask about reasons? Why? So, which is why I'm here. Which is why I'm here. Okay? You went to some place. You went to some place. When we talk about place, which WH word do we use? Where. Which is where I took him last time. So, which is what? Which is where? Which is when? Which is when I told you. Which is why. Usually we use this kind of pattern, so I hope it's clear for you.
Which is I appreciate.
So those were the basic mistakes we noticed when Cristiano Ronaldo was speaking. Again, props to you. I'm a big fan. And please guys, I want you to understand my true intention or my pure intention of making this video. It's just to invigorate you and to give you the confidence to speak your English in any way you know how, and not just care about what other people say. If you like this, don't forget to like this video, share it, and also subscribe to this channel. Till I see you next time, take care of yourselves. One love.